Hello, stamping friends. This is Jenny. It's Wednesday night and it's time for a Facebook Live. Let's see if I can get my screen going here. I think we've got it. Let me know if you can hear me, see everything, thumbs up, smiley face, whatever it takes. And then we'll get started. So today, I bet you can't hear me. So let me check and see, because I forgot I turned my volume down last night. I think that's a little better. Okay, so I was using Zoom last night, and that works totally different than Facebook. And so my sound was on a different setting, and I wanted to make sure we were okay. So tonight's I told my husband a 15-minute card, so we'll time it and see. I'm not real sure if it'll be 15, but we'll see. So what I wanted to do, we've all got our orders in that we put in yesterday, and now we're going to wait and wait and wait because shipping is way behind with Stampin' Up. And I wanted to show you a card you could make with the supplies you already have. You know, sometimes your husband or your child will come home and say, so-and-so's birthday's tomorrow and their favorite color is purple, and you don't have a purple birthday card, of course. So all you need to do to make this fun card and come out looking like you're a professional is some stamps and paper and ink. And that's what we're going to do very quickly. I'm going to use Two Tone Flora, but you could use any stamp that you could kind of collage with, I guess. The daisies, the flowers, the artistically inked. You could do the monkeys. There's all kinds of things you could do with the card I'm going to show you, but we're going to do Two Tone Flora. I'm not using purple though. I'm going to use a new color, the Azure Afternoon. I think that's a real pretty color. And just because it's a new color, I wanted to use it. But that's going to be our card base. And then we're going to have the card front. Will just be 4 by 5.5, and then a piece of parakeet party should be the mat, just 1/8 of an inch more. And then we're going to have 2 squares that are 2 3/4 each squared. So we're going to start on that one first. This is a card you probably made years and years ago when you first started stamping. For those of you that have been stamping with me for a while, you might remember we went to we had a little retreat at the beach, and I taught this card. And after I finished teaching it, I opened it up and it was upside down. So, and you know what? I mailed it anyway because I figured it would be okay. Whoever I was sending it to didn't mind an upside down card. We'll try not to do this one upside down. This is going to be a birthday card. I'm using new color, Pebbled Path. We had a discussion on Facebook with this. It's a great color for sentiments and other accent pieces. It's not as dark as basic black, but it's dark enough that it gives you a nice crisp sentiment. Karen, Robert doesn't cook dinner, but Jenny's already cooked dinner. I'm terrible about what I try to do on the weekend is cook enough to last the whole week. So I have some salmon. All I have to do is cook some asparagus and we'll be ready to go. That's on a good week. I get my food ready. On a bad week, we scramble. I'm sure that's the same for everybody. So So Two Tone Flora is two-step stamping also. So we're going to stamp with Azure Afternoon. Robert says thank you. He cooks lunch every day. I will give him credit for that. I cook dinner, he cooks lunch. So now we're just going to simple stamp here, right directly. No dimensionals, no ribbons. We are going to put a little bling because we have to. And let's see, we're going to just, I'm going to stamp towards the middle first so that I can get my flowers where I want them to be. And then we're going to stamp on the edges. And now we're going to do our second stamp color. And I'm going to stamp off on this because I don't want it quite as dark. This is probably the easiest two-step stamping I can ever remember having. It lines up beautifully. If you pay attention. Aren't those colors pretty? I love this Azure Afternoon. I shouldn't pick on Robert because yesterday was an awful day. I had so much to do, and he did all the laundry for us, so that was great. Now our second flower is going to be Lemon Lolly. So we're using new colors today. But this could work with any color that you own, any coordinating colors that you like. And now we're gonna, doesn't matter that you're overlapping these because this is kind of collage stamping. It's like a bouquet of flowers. And the same thing, we'll double stamp. We will stamp off. If you get any of the new stamp sets, remember when stamp pads, when you get new ones, they tend to be really juicy. So you're going to work that ink in with a spoon, or an old credit card will work. And then after a while, the juiciness will go away. There's our pretty flowers. And now we're going to add some leaves with Parakeet Party. Now we're going to stamp on the inside also, but we're doing our outside first. And we'll just add some leaves wherever we feel like that would look cute. I think that looks pretty good. Let's see if we might want to add just one over there off the page. Now, if you felt the need for ribbon or something else fancy on here, now would be the time to run some ribbon around there. But I tried that before I, put this card together, and I didn't like it. I just love the simple look here. But depends on if you are, if you want lots of stuff. Hi, Judy. Thanks for joining us. But remember, this is a card that your husband said he needs today. So you're going to want to make it quickly. Or your child. My teacher has a birthday. I need to give her a card. Now we'll add this to our card base. I guess I should have told you at the very beginning, this card is an explosion card. That's what makes it special. So we'll put this to the side while we stamp our inside pieces. Now we're going to stamp these on the, as like diamonds, so on the diagonal, because they're going to go on our explosion part. And so my sentiment, by the way, the sentiments here are from the new beautiful balloons, but any sentiments that you have. This could be birthday, graduation, could be thinking of you, whatever kind of card you wanted it to be. We're going to stamp this. It's time for a celebration. That works great for graduation. I hadn't really thought about that. And now we'll stamp a couple more flowers on the inside pieces. So got to pay attention to which one comes first. I tend to do the outside, the lined ones first, but there's no rule about that. If you like to do the inside one and then add the outside lines, it just seems easier to me to have the darker lines to help guide me where to stamp. This is why we have grid paper to practice our stamping. And we're going to leave this down here. You can sign your name very tiny, I guess. There. And well, let's see. I'll just add, I don't know how I want these to be, but we'll figure it out. When we add our yellow one, I think it'll make sense. And add our leaves. So pretty. Such springtime colors. We went to the garden center today and came home with nothing. No plants, except we came home with a flower pot. So we'll have to get some plants. They just didn't have anything that was too exciting. Might be a little early for plants in Colorado. And now we'll add a couple little leaves and we'll be ready. Let's see. I think let's add these right there. That looks pretty. You can't mess this up unless you stick your finger in the ink or something else. All right, so we are ready to start putting this together. The next thing you need is a piece of 6x6 DSP. Now, if you don't want to use DSP, don't use cardstock. It's too thick, but you could use like computer printer paper or just a thinner white paper if you didn't want it colored. You're going to start with what side you want to see, and we want to see these little flowers. I think they kind of go with our flower paper, our flower stamping. And this is the older designer series paper from this past year because I haven't gotten my new order yet. So we have to, couple days, we'll have new things. And we're just doing folding in half and folding in half. Make sure you use your bone folder to get a good crease. And now we're going to turn it over, and this time we're going to crease it from corner to corner this way. Just once, not twice. And then we'll pop it together. Now, do you see how that's going to fold up? And now that will make our inside explosion. You want it to have a good crease so that when it goes in the envelope, it'll lay flat enough for you. It won't create lumpy mail. And now we're ready to put our little square pieces on the inside. Aren't these colors bright and cheery? We're not ready for fall yet. We haven't had spring or summer. You know, I tend to like bright colors anyway, so I think they make me happy. Okay. Looks like I need a little bit of glue right there. Usually when this dries, though, it kind of just lays down flat anyway. Now we've got our explosion, and we're going to put it inside our card. Got to make sure we're putting it the right way so that it goes, your sentiment is normally where a sentiment goes, and then the top part will go up there. You're just going to eyeball it. You want this to be right at the crease and equal there. So we'll flip that over and put our Tombow on there. Be a little more generous with adhesive. That looks pretty good. Push that down. Now we'll put Tombow here. And we'll just fold our card down. And we'll hold that for a minute. We can push on it while we're chatting, and then we're just going to add some bling. But look at how cute our card is. If you were snarky, you could add some glitter in there, and then when whoever gets this card opens it up, they would have glitter all over the house. And then they'd be upset with you. So we're going to add some iridescent rhinestones on here. Any bling you want. Because we're trying to keep this as simple as possible. Doesn't it have to be hard? Oops, that one turned upside down. There we go. I'm going to put 5 on here. Put a small one. You're supposed to do odd numbers, so I'll put this one seems to be in the wrong place. Let's see if, in my mind, we can wiggle it and move it. There we go. Well, I think we did it. I do think it was 20 minutes instead of 15, though. But that's not too shabby, is it? And of course, if the more supplies you have, the more you could add on here. I think what makes me happy about this one is the simplicity of it. You don't need anything else. You don't need ribbons, bows. It's a very nice, sweet, heartfelt card. So I hope you enjoyed this short and sweet and cute card. And I will see you sometime this weekend with the catalog walkthrough, but we'll just wait and see when I have time to do that for you. Otherwise, just enjoy looking at your new catalog, either online or if you have one at the house, and making a wish list. Talk to you later. Bye.